100K turned to 8.6 million. Not bad, right?
That's very good.
First investment.
Alex Ye, CEO and founder of GMI Cloud, is one of the youngest builders of AI infrastructure at scale, whose journey from crypto investor to cloud pioneer spans Bitcoin mining, venture capital, and now powering the AI revolution across 2 continents. From selling cars in 5th grade to an 86x return on his first crypto investment. Then everything changed.
I saw it on 朋友圈 on WeChat, got shut down. My investment's already grossing up to 7 figures. To me, it's a lot of money. I had no choice but to clean up my mess. And so I bought a one-way ticket thinking that I'm just gonna move my servers to US. How hard could it be? Turned out extremely difficult. No one wanted to talk to me. For the people that want to talk to me, wants an arm and a leg. And so I decided to, okay, I'm just gonna build it myself.
But building wasn't enough. The world was changing.
From Bitcoin now to infrastructure, what is the difference?
Completely different, just like EV and traditional car.
He rebuilt everything. New team, new technology, new vision.
Back then, even the business model is not clear. It's literally trial and error.
Today, he's the only reference platform NVIDIA Cloud Partner with major operations across both the US and Asia.
I've been on a VC investor, investing in different technology stack, but I've never seen anything as big as this wave. Every week or every day, there's new news coming out. A couple billions of dollars spent, who invested in that company, and the new models came out, right? Things got better, faster. When you have a 10x increase in performance or 10x reduce in cost, magical things happen.
From your perspective, how AI internet will be different than the existing technology or internet we have?
Well,
today we're joined by Alex Ye, founder and CEO of GMI Cloud, also known as General Machine Intelligence Cloud. A 3rd-generation entrepreneur and graduate of Johns Hopkins, Alex bridges the gap between massive capital management and cutting-edge hardware. Before GMI, he managed a $200 million portfolio for CDIB's China Life private equity fund and served as a partner at Infinity Ventures Crypto. Today, he leads one of only 6 reference platforms, NVIDIA Cloud Partners globally, operating 9 data centers across the US and Asia. As a young CEO, Alex is on a mission to build the AI internet, combining a bold desire for innovation with a deep commitment to energy sustainability and ethical AI that he can proudly stand by for generations to come. What happens when the traditional internet, built for retrieving stored data, meets a new era where every piece of information is generated on the fly? In this conversation, Alex Ye explains why the shift from CPU-based retrieval to GPU-based generation requires a fundamental redesign of global infrastructure. Drawing from his unique experience building data centers in record time, Alex breaks down the trial and error process of pivoting from Bitcoin mining to AI training and inference. He shares how GMI Cloud achieves speeds 3 to 4 times faster than traditional giants by ditching old virtualization methods in favor of optimized hardware model integration. From the war for GPUs to the impact of open source breakthroughs like DeepSeek, Alex outlines his mission to lower the barriers to AI, making high-performance compute accessible to every creator and enterprise on the planet. Please subscribe and turn on notification so you never miss the next one.
Alex, it's a great honor to have you as founder co-host. Welcome. And you have amazing journey. And I heard that take back to when you were in elementary school, you were already a businessman.
I think it's kids play, but it's definitely a very exciting game for me because I'm born in this kind of entrepreneurship family. Past 3 generations of kind of my grandpa to my father and now me, we all started our own kind of businesses, right? And so I think back in elementary school, right, I think the teachers always ask you, like, oh, what do you want to be in the future, right? It's like, oh, I want to be a scientist, I want to be a chemist, whatnot. And
what was your answer?
I was like, one, I want to be an astronaut, but second is I want to be a businessman. Back in elementary school, I guess that's my first debut caught up. So back in the days, there's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh collectible, like Pokemon cards. It's called the Beetle cards. Back in time was tremendously popular. I've been collecting for a good couple of years. And then I think in 5th grade, or 6th grade, I was like, oh, I think it's time for me to sell. And instead of selling to like stores and such, I sold it to my classmates. And I have some rare collectibles and so forth. And so I even invented a bidding system.
Wow.
Where I had 2 kids to come to me and say, hey, I got this rare cards, like bronze cards or gold card. And whoever can bid the highest would get this card, right? And even combos, right? It's like, oh, I got this a really amazing card, but I also got some common cards. And so I was like, okay, well, you gotta buy this card, but with combo with other cards all together, or I won't sell you, right? And then
That's a very shrewd business strategy. How old were you?
like 5th grade and 6th grade. My heart was like pumping. I was like, oh, well, it's just crazy. It actually works. And the prices end up bidding higher than what the rates are, like the market rates are. I think it's just because of that competitive nature, and you can't really do it like with 2 people, but with at the output, like at a kind of in a long distance, but you have to do it in front of them. And so they feel that competitiveness, like, oh, the card's slipping away and your friend's taking it instead of you. That, I think that competition like drove the price higher. I think that's definitely a thrill when I started trading and selling my cards. That was kind of my first entry.
Wow, you figure out supply and demand, and you're like, you have an early exposure for marketplace.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. Did you make any money from
Yeah,
that?
I actually made $200.
Wow.
But $200 back in like 2000s or something.
Yeah, for fifth,
It's a lot.
6th grade.
It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Did you hold them? How did you spend that money?
I actually bought my mom a face cream.
Ooh,
It's like, I think it's like La Mer or something.
yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Your mom must be very happy.
Yeah, they were so happy. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, yeah. You are very smart kid and figure out supply and demand at the 5th and the 6th grade. And I know that you are also very like ambitious and want to do something. And when you are in the college, instead of doing normal college activity, you do something very interesting. You went to crypto meetup in New York, and what happened?
Yeah, look, I went to Johns Hopkins with an engineering degree, materials engineering degree. And most of my colleagues are either, going to consulting or banking, or obviously doctors and engineers and so forth. But I was just figuring out what I should do in the future. It was junior and senior year college. I was lucky that my high school friend introed me something called Bitcoin. And
When was that?
That was in 2017.
Wow, that's very early. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I didn't think much of it. It's like, yo, Alex, you gotta buy some. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I bought some and then bought some more ETH. And it started rising. I caught the wave when it rose from like 4K to $20,000. So,
Yeah, as of today, I think it's more than 100K.
yeah. When I bought it, it was like 4K, and Ethereum was like $400.
Wow.
Right.
Very good investment.
Yeah, it was an investment. It was, to me, it's like, oh yeah, bought some.
Yeah.
Didn't think about it, but once it started rising, it like the amount was able to cover my tuition for 4 years of college. It was a crazy amount of money to me. And so I started learning more into it, leaning more into it. And then there was 2 hubs in the US that had a crypto community, like beginning of a crypto community. That was New York and SF. And me being on the East Coast, I just travel frequently to New York, staying at my friend's place, going to meet up to learn more about this industry. And that's how I jumped into kind of the entrepreneurship journey.
Tell us how you get started to become an entrepreneur.
You just do it.
Is there any particular moment in your life is that you think about it, oh, entrepreneurship is going to be the thing I will pursue for my rest of life?
It's definitely a gradual moment. I've tried multiple things. I've tried banking. I've tried worked in startup that actually got acquired by WeWork. So I did a couple things. Engineering, obviously, I did research and engineering at college. I think entrepreneurship and having control is something that I really need, right?
Right.
And so that's why I kind of started the path of in the crypto, and I was lucky in the right wave, in the right time. And I think I got the success that I have. It's because I execute really fast. Once I think through, I just execute. And I go all in, basically.
That's a very important characteristic traits that founders need.
Yeah, I do things very fast. I don't hesitate, right? Just like when I sell cards, I sell everything. I will not keep anything, right? Once I decide, I just do it. That's it. I think this applies to everything that I've done and continue forward.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. If I commit, I will commit all the way.
Yeah. You started you running a company called IVC?
I was very lucky that I started my first crypto business right out of college. And then I was also a little bit too early, but luckily it went well. I was doing the Grayscale of Asia. Grayscale is the first Bitcoin treasury, essentially, for common folks to get access, get exposure to alternative assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum, right? It's wildly popular in the US, but in Asia there's no access, and people get scammed and so forth, right? And so I started that business, and after a year, I was very lucky to sell that to a Hong Kong hedge fund. And the very first investor that invested in me was a partner at Headline, which is a SF-based VC, and they wanted to start a Headline crypto investment vehicle, just like A16Z. And so I naturally became the partner that leads their crypto investment. That's where IVC came from, and IVC was the old name for Headline before kind of their entity merged. So it was IVS that turned into Headline. They changed the name, so we used the old name because I think they had some LPA or some such. So we took the old name, which is Infinity Ventures Crypto, and where we started the crypto VC.
Yeah, and you raised 84 million for the fund.
Yeah.
And what is the story behind your fundraising?
Again, right place, right time. The time when we started raising was all the cryptos are pumping like really high. The very first, we were gonna raise a $10 million fund because that's what typically first fund do, right? It's 10 million, 20 million. The first check in, 100K, returned 86x.
Wow.
When it get listed.
Wow.
And it almost returned everything. Literally, 100K turned to 8.6 million. Not bad, right?
That's very good.
First investment.
Very good.
Investment.
Yeah.
And so that really seeded us, and the more so that our fund continued to get oversubscribed, and we just expanded that to over 80 plus million.
For your first investment, hundreds returns, X return, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You have such a great talent in investing. And at what point do you realize that you want to be build again, not just invest?
It's funny. I think you interview a lot of people, but sometimes as founders, there's a moment that it's like, oh, I want to quit and I want to build my own business, right? But for me, I was forced to start my own business, right? So I was investing in Bitcoin mining on just like as an investment, as a project, right? And I put a lot of my personal capital in. However, China wasn't so fond of Bitcoin as an industry. It got shut down.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Under one day.
Oh, one day.
One day. I saw it on 朋友圈 on WeChat. Got shut down. And my investment's already grossing up to 7 figures. To me, it's a lot of money, right? Especially as a 26-year-old, right? And so I had no choice but to go back to China to clean up my mess, right? Even though I'm just an investor, but the amount is too great to bear.
Yeah.
And so I bought a one-way ticket to New York, thinking that, all I have to do is just finding a data center. I'm just going to move my servers to US. how hard could it be? Right?
Yeah.
I continue to ask that question even today. How hard could it be? Turned out extremely difficult because back then there was no scaled data center operation for Bitcoin mining. Zero. And 80+% of the compute, Bitcoin mining compute, was in China. So imagine 80+% of the market moved around the world. And obviously most people choose US, right?
Yeah.
And so seeking for 6 months, no one wanted to talk to me. For the people that wanted to talk to me, wants an arm and a leg. And so I, decided to, okay, I'm just going to build it myself. Right? How hard could it be?
Yeah, I like your attitude, how optimistic you are. It's actually such an important trait of a founder. How hard it could be? There's gotta be a way that you can figure out. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was the start of my entrepreneurship journey.
And then now in the next journey, you started GMI Cloud.
Yeah. So it's actually the same company, but I pivoted to cloud. Right? It's always been GMI. Fast forward to when I started, why I started a business, right, was Bitcoin mining. And in the 2 years when I started it, was 4 years ago now, I built 3 data centers and across 2 years, which is unreasonably fast, right? Each data center took me 6 months to build, only 6 months compared to conventional build, which is 12 to 18 months. And at then, which is until now, I'm still the biggest Bitcoin miner in the state of Arkansas, which is interesting.
Yeah.
And so, I'm based in New York, I'm based in Silicon Valley, and I'm venture backed, right? And so a lot of founders friend and VC reached out to me when GPT-3 came out and say, hey, Alex, you probably have a lot of GPU cards. You're doing Bitcoin mining. You must have a lot of cards. Why don't you rent some of the cards to my portfolio? My portfolio needs something that's called training, right? I didn't know what that is. It's like, oh, training. Oh, interesting. Oh, it's probably some compute stuff for AI.
So when was that?
That was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
That's literally when GP3, I think 3 or 3.5 came out.
Yeah.
Right when it came out, I had tons of those requests.
I think that was a time where OpenAI showed the possibility of LLM. Everyone started training models.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone was training model. That was like the dawn of Gen AI and LLMs. And again, I pivoted very quickly. It took me 10 months to figure things out and then pivot right away.
So you pivot from Bitcoin mining to using your GPUs for AI infrastructure, AI training. Is that?
That's right.
I bet this must be a very big pivot that you are also seeing. You need to do a lot of change of your data center, how you configure it. Can you walk us through the journey you had, like turn your business into focus on from Bitcoin now to infrastructure? What's the difference?
Completely different. Just like EV and traditional car, right? The only thing that's similar to traditional car and EV is probably the 4 wheels. Aside from that, everything is different. Just like Bitcoin mining and cloud, right? First of all, people think that the data center can be reused. It cannot. You have to rebuild, right? And one is focusing on hardware, heat, dissipation, and so forth. Cloud is focusing on software stack. I had no software stack back then. And so the first thing I had to do was hire entire software team. I had no CTO, right? Hired an entire software team. And I thought Bitcoin mining was capital intensive, but GPU is even more so. So I had to hire professional CFO to come join me, right? So I basically grew my team 10x. Literally 10x my team size, completely different to build my entire cloud team from the software stack from ground up to GPU management all the way to the model services layer and application layer. And on top of that, the entire operation team to procure these GPUs, which the BOM, the bill items, is over 1,000 plus, right? And dealing with OEMs, components, chip design companies, memories, everything, right? So I basically built an entire team or entire company again.
Yeah, that's a very big shift and transformation of a business. Like you mentioned, from traditional vehicle to EV. The only thing similar is maybe the look and the four wheels, but in
Correct.
all the internal structure is different. And you mentioned about you have to hire the new technical team, new CFO, new operation team. I wonder, back 2 years ago, when you decided, I'm going to do AI infrastructure now, now you realize that your old team probably is not a good fit for this.
Yeah.
How did you determine the first step you need to do this transformation?
I actually don't. It's trial and error. Back then, even the business model is not clear. There was no CoreWeave. There's no LAMP. There's nothing, right?
Yeah.
It's just people buying GPUs, right? And how to get verified, how to set up the whole cluster. It's all chaotic, right? Which stack do I want to be, right? Do I want to be just the application layer? Do I want to be the model serving layer? Or do I just want to serve the infra layer? Or should I just build the real estate? Should I just build the data center? So it's literally trial and error that helped me carved to where we are today and where we position today.
A lot of times building startups requires a lot of trials and learnings. And you mentioned that you had a very good technical team
Yes.
at the start. And how did you attract them? Where did you hire them? Yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I had very good recruiter and VCs that recommended a lot of great talents to me, right? And I had the fortune to meet the executive teams of Google X, which is close by. And
I know they're very hard to hire.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. My first question that I interviewed was, it's not me interviewing. He was interviewing me. It's like, Alex, I'm already financial freedom. What can you give me?
What was your answer?
My answer was, I will give you the opportunity to change the world. We are building the AI infrastructure of the future. We are building the AI internet. I don't think there's not much chance in our life to say, hey, I built the internet. How cool is that? Right?
Yeah, that's a genius answer because I worked with Google Brain before. And so I know your answer is very resonating because if you say that I can offer you the money or the package, then
They don't care.
they don't care. But oftentimes, like what they want is the opportunity that they can have impact in the world, like really change the world, be on the top of something, right?
Yeah.
Which is great. How long did it take for you to?
I think I'm
build
still
initiative?
hiring talents. I'm continue to grow our team, right? Every week, I think we're hiring like 3-4 people.
That's good because
Yeah.
a lot of our communities actually are aspiring founders who also might join startups. And what are the type of founding engineers and employees are looking for?
I think number one trait is driven and able to pick things up fast, right? Because our entire industry has never been done before. This industry does not exist 4 years ago, or 2 years ago, doesn't exist,
Right.
And so a lot of things are brand new, right? These new models, new architecture, right? New GPUs, new infrastructure are all new.
Yeah.
So the traits that I'm looking for is someone that can pick things up fast and do it themselves.
Like self-driven, self-motivated, fast learner. Yeah.
Self-motivated, fast learner, and able to handle pain and suffering because it's startup.
Yes.
It's high pressure and time sensitive. We had to get things done, everything yesterday.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes.
And so able to handle that pressure, I think is something a key characters that we need for my team.
The next question I have is that now you build these teams, you are on the new directions, and you need to figure out the new market and new customers. Can you walk through us? How did you get your first customer for your new AI infrastructure business?
Well, when I pivoted, right, I obviously need a customer for me to pivot. I'm not going to build something without some sort of validation, right? So I was actually pushed by my customer, which is a public HR tech company that wanted to buy GPUs. I was like, oh, I think I can do it. Well, back then, I had no experience, but I said, yes, of course, I can do it. And it took us, a few trial and errors, but we were able to deliver the full services to that particular customer. And one started after another until today. We built our 9th cluster around the world.
Wow.
In 2 years.
In 2 years, that's very fast speed. Yeah. How many customers do we have right now?
Well, we have a whole sort of customers. In terms of the top 10 customers, there's probably 5 to 10 customers. And there are a long tail of developers and creators. That's over 35,000 people that are actively building, using our model services, using our GPUs on our platform.
Yeah.
So we have 2 sets. Like one is more enterprise customers, and another is more long tail developers and creators.
And you build line classes across the globe?
Yes. Yeah. I'm the only NCP, or NVIDIA Cloud Partner, that have built clusters across US and Asia and have significant presence in both. I don't mean JV, direct operation and team and staff and support and sales in across all these regions.
Do you have any country for like when finding customers? Do you have any country talking on, or do you have any industry that you focus on?
We are a GPU infrastructure company, and so we actually have all sorts of customers, right? And so each region have its own interesting, I would say, industries, right? For example, US is mostly frontier labs and startups, right? In Asia, it's mostly manufacturing and as well as traditional enterprise and businesses. So there's different looks across the world.
Is there any other metrics you would like to share for about the GMI Cloud?
Like what kind of metrics?
Like the revenues or other things?
Yeah, revenue can't say, but let's just say since I started the business, every year our minimum growth has been 2 to 3x.
Wow, that's
and
very
this year,
fast. Yeah,
we grew 7x.
Wow, 7x.
And next year, just on contracted, signed revenue, it's over 5x on top of what we have today.
And you haven't started yet.
We haven't started 26 yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great start.
Yeah, that's a great start. Yeah. But now in the execution mode.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
There is a lot of GPU vendors, and all this cloud also provide the GPUs. What do you think are the reasons of your customer choose you as a
I think
vendor?
2 things. Our product speaks for itself and our location. Cloud solutions are kind of like telecoms, right? Doesn't matter how great your services are, if there's no GPU in that particular region, you can't use it, right? It's like, oh, T-Mobile is great, but I'm in Japan. Well, you can't use it, right?
Yeah.
So this is where why we have the global perspective, right? Where we can service customers across all these regions, through Taiwan to Japan to Singapore to Thailand to US, and we radiate across. So you will always have, if you're running inferencing, right, applications, then you will have locations that matches to your requirements, and either in terms of TPS or in terms of latency. Right? That's number 1, location. Number 2 is our product. Right? I got what we specialize is the model and hardware integration. Again, this is a new computing paradigm. It's very different from the CPU era. Right? How the traditional cloud was built is basically you built all the GPUs or the CPUs together in storage, and you virtualize it, right? You VM it,
right?
And then you carve it into different chunks, and you sell it to different customers, right? But the VM layer extracts computing resource, right? It's not optimized. But the GPUs, because the GPUs per unit is so expensive, you can't afford to lose 10% compute, right?
Right.
What we built differently is we were able to extract maximum performance out of the GPUs, and we do something called cluster inferencing. Parallel inferencing. We run inferencing of a model, doesn't matter if it's video model or a LLM models, we run it across clusters. And so we're able to optimize on memory access, on computing access, so that it runs 3 to 4x faster than traditional clouds.
You actually mentioned about a very great point, which is that traditional cloud providers all depend on virtualization. So they never sell actually a machine to you. It's always a virtual machine on top of other machines. That's how like the CPU or traditional cloud works. And for your cases, you mentioned about you do this differently. You do this clustering inference. Do you need to do virtualization yourself, or do you sell like every customer you have, they get a dedicated GPU? How does it work?
We do. Depends, right? We have Kubernetes layer that manages the GPUs, so people can rent on a per API basis, which is mixed on a VM, VPC, or you can rent bare metal machines, which are pretty good for frontier labs or hyperscalers that need these type of services. So it really depends, but we have flexibility. I think that's the most important.
In terms of the load, computation load on your cluster, do you see like trend of AI trainings or inference or like research workload? Like what are the distributions of types of workload in your clusters?
I think half and half. We have
half training
and half inferencing. It's mix and match, right? But again, we have no privy into what our customers do, but just by knowing the customer, we think that maybe in training is what they are doing and inferencing is what they're doing, but I think they definitely do a mix of both.
Do you observe any trend? Is the ratios the same from last year?
Recently, it's training. Training is dominating again. With RL, with post-training, basically.
Post-training,
yeah.
Yeah. You also mentioned about a very great point, which is like 2 years ago, there's this wave of every company want to get their own foundation models.
Correct.
I assume there was a lot of pre-training workload. And now I assume there's a lot of post-training workload. And there's also a lot of inference coming from, there's more applications now, there's more thinking models here.
Yeah.
And how do you make sure your infrastructure can be flexible for all this workload and it might shift again in the future?
Yeah, so we're built for both, right? Because we started the company mostly for the training workloads for smaller models, right? And we have definitely migrated to what our customers need, right? We started with smaller companies to now frontier labs and even hyperscalers to their requirements. Right. And then when DeepSeek came out, I think in February, March this year, we were predicting that, okay, with all these amount of training, the entire industry must need inferencing, right? Or else there's like, how are the models or applications going to make money? What we didn't know was how fast inferencing came about, right? But DeepSeek came out and it was a roaring success that prompted all the enterprise and different hyperscalers to open source their models and just open up the entire application world.
Yeah, exactly. I'm also curious because like back in, I think January, February, when DeepSeek came out, it's like a shock wave for all the industry. When you first heard about this news, what were you thinking?
This is tremendous for the industry, right? Imagine we're in the Industrial Revolution, and you now say, "Hey, my steam engine can run 10x faster."
Right.
And a tenth of the cost. What would you say? Would you say, "Oh my God, the world is over"? Or you would say, "My God, I can use the steam engine and build train. I can build cars. I can build all kinds of application." Right? I think history has again proven itself that when you have a 10x increase in performance or 10x reduce in cost, magical things happen. It will 100x, 1000x, 10,000x in terms of application that will spring on top of that and inspiring more and more application being built.
When most of us looking at innovation, there's a traditional thinking about only if you do groundbreaking innovation, when you create GPT models or when you create new models, you are doing innovation. And you touch a great point that by making things cheaper, faster, and so that it can reach a different level of scale, that is also innovation. And I assume that is also what GMI Cloud is trying to do, right?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. And I also wonder, from your perspective, what is your vision ahead for the AI infrastructure?
Well, I have to start with the vision for GMI, which is, well, it stands for General Machine Intelligence. The vision for the company is to build the AI internet.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been on a VC investor, investing in different technology stack. I think it was enterprise SaaS back then, and then EVs, and there's robotics, there's CNN, there's RNN, and then there's crypto, right? But I've never seen anything as big as this wave. Every week or every day, there's new news coming out. A couple billions of dollars spent. Who invested in that company, and then new models came out, right? Things got better, faster, right? And so this goes back to the vision of what I want. What I see, what I can do is basically building the AI internet. And I think the infrastructure that I'm building right now will power that future. Right?
From your perspective, what are the key characteristics of AI internet will be, and how AI internet will be different than the existing technology or internet we have? Yeah.
The traditional internet has always been a retrieval-based system, right? All the data that you've seen has already been made and stored somewhere, right? All the Instagrams, right? All the TikTok videos has been made, processed, edited, stored, right? From the cold storage to the hot edge storage, and a bunch of data center around Metropolis so that you can stream things very fast. That's traditional internet. That's CPU and storage. The GPU internet is very different. Every information that you see are completely brand new. Before you type in the prompt, right? Before you upload the image or a video, it does not exist, right? You're generating information on the spot. That is the difference. It's fundamentally different in terms of the not just how we interact with it, with the this generation of AI application, but what that also represents is the entire infrastructure would have to be built differently.
If you look at internet or all these applications on top of internet, it's pretty much like retrieval or like ranking.
Yes, it's ranking. It's just ranking.
Like everyone is talking about, like when they train models, like it's always been ranking models. Like Google was a ranking.
Correct.
Facebook algorithm was ranking. TikTok algorithm was ranking. Everything's ranking.
It's recommendation engine.
The recommendation engine.
That's it.
And how do you think GMI Cloud can help contribute and make that vision true, real faster?
Alex's answer to that question completely changed how I think about AI infrastructure. We're saving it for part 2, where Alex reveals GMI Cloud's mission to make AI instantly accessible to any enterprise, startup, or creator, and why betting on compute is betting on the beta. Discover how a team of 120 delivers 0-day support for every AI model, and why Alex believes the future of AI will be so normalized we won't even talk about it anymore. Don't forget to subscribe to Founder Cohort and turn on notifications so you don't miss it.